Hi everybody, welcome back to Cap at Home in Gold Detroit. I'm Miss Van and today we are going to make a Nova shirt. So before we get too far along into the project, I just really want to say thank you so much to our sponsors, General Motors and the Community Education Commission of the City of Detroit. Alright, let's see what we need. First we're going to start off with a black t-shirt or any other dark colored t-shirt that you may happen to have, and I have protecting my table here a cardboard work surface just in case, and then to really pop against the black of the shirt, I'm using some white acrylic paint that I'm going to mix with some other colors. So these are the colors that I'm going to be mixing to get sort of pastel colors that will look to me like clouds. And then I have just a regular sponge and some scissors, and I cut them into little sections, and I plan to use the curved section of the sponge to help me get some clouds. And then also just the sponge texture is going to make sure that the paint isn't on too thick. And then lastly, I have a spray bottle here that is filled with 1 part bleach to 3 parts just regular tap water. And when I filled it up, it was 24 ounces, so it was literally 1 cup of bleach and 3 cups of tap water. So that is the mixture that we're working with. You don't want the water to contain too much bleach or it will actually eat through your shirt. You also want to make sure that your shirt is cotton or some kind of cotton blend, because that will take the bleach a lot better than any other type of fabric. So what I'm going to do is literally just spray the shirt here with the bleach to get kind of a spiral pattern. And I'm going to start kind of off to the side here on the shoulder, and then just kind of make a spiral pattern. And then it really helps to give the bleach, I mean, it's really difficult to see at this point, but if you give the bleach a good amount of time to set, you can kind of see where it is already. You can sort of see how it turns up. And I noticed I have some gaps here, so you can fill them in or you can leave them. But I'm just going to give this a moment, and I'm going to mix my colors here. So I'm going to start with the white, and I'm going to use kind of a good amount of white, and then I'm going to add the other colors to the white. That way you make sure that, you know, it's a lighter shade or tint. So I really just have a little bit here. And then through the power of planning ahead, I already have another black shirt that I sprayed with bleach ahead of time, and I ran it through the washer and dryer. And the first time you wash this shirt, you're going to want it to be the only thing in the washer or dryer, just because the bleach will run off and the paint might run off. So you just want to make sure that you're not accidentally bleaching other clothes. So here are my colors, and I'm going to set these off to the side and grab the shirt that has already been bleached. And you can kind of see it showing up here in the fabric. So here's this other shirt that I already sprayed with bleach. And you get this really awesome sort of soft patterns here. And you can see all that. So that is basically the first step in decorating the shirt into a nebula pattern or a nova. So now I'm going to start by sort of blending my colors of paint with my sponges, and I'm just going to get like a really nice light pastel color because it's really going to pop against the dark background. And because I cut up my sponge, I actually have one sponge for each of the 3 colors that I'm going to use. So I'm really just going to start by very lightly kind of adding the color to the shirt. And you don't want to add too much color in any one particular spot, or too much acrylic paint rather, because it will make the fabric stiff and it will be a little bit uncomfortable to wear. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole pattern. I'm going to use the blue first with the blue pastel. And this is like a really, really light color. And I'm just making happy little nebula clouds or nova clouds. And that is where stars come from. And I can kind of use the curve of the sponge applicator to make sort of rounded shapes. And I'm just going to continue in this sort of spiral pattern until I have a good amount here of this paint just kind of all over. And then once you start adding the other colors, you're going to see some really nice blending happening. And I'm just going to move everything over so you can see what part I'm working on now. And I had everything just set up on this piece of cardboard to protect my table surface here. It also kind of helps me with my camera angle, so you can kind of see what part of the project here I'm working on. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to choose this other color here. I'm just going to dab it a little bit off to the side so that I don't have too much color, too much ink on the sponge, too much paint. You can already see the clouds starting to form. So this is a super fun project, I think. I really hope that you like it too. So I got some of this like soft yellow on here. And I've got the soft blue. Now I'm going to add some soft pastel pinks. And this is all acrylic paint. And then this is going to make like a nice sort of orange when I mix the yellow with the pink. And I can already kind of see that I over mixed the blue and the white. I want a little bit more blue in my pastel blue color, so I'm going to add some. That looks about right to me. But when you do this project, you can blend your colors any way you like. But I really like to use these sort of pastel shades, these light colors. I think it adds a really pretty contrast. Ooh, and I got some green in here. Maybe I'll get some purple. Let's make some purple. All right. So this at this point, you probably have a pretty good idea of how this project will work. You definitely want to wash this separately if you didn't already hear me say that. So you will get probably the best reaction out of the bleach and water mixture if you let it dry completely before you wash it. As an added bonus, if you are able to work outside on a sunny day, the sunlight will actually help to activate the bleach, and you'll get sort of like a brighter, whiter color with the bleach. The shirt that I'm wearing, I did the project inside, but it was a much sunnier day, so you can see that the bleach, if you can see here on my shoulder here, turned the shirt like this white color. I also let it get almost completely dry before I washed it, which took a little bit of time. So this is pretty much the project. I mean, it's super fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I think I'm just going to sit here and blend my colors like a little bit longer. Also, like once you have all of your paint sort of sponged on to your Nova shirt, you'll notice that you've pretty much, like I have, you might do the same thing, you've pretty much covered up most of the bleach spots. So if you want to get like a few more sort of like spray marks, like there's some here and there's some here, but like this corner over here is still pretty dark. If you want to get some just like more spray spots so that it looks kind of like stars sort of behind your Nova, you can just sort of lightly spray, just kind of all over this time. And it will look a little bit more three-dimensional. But that's pretty much the project. I really hope you liked it. And we'll see you next time. So in case you do this project on your own, you can go ahead and email pictures of your project to cap@collegeforcreativestudies.edu, and we can feature you on our social media pages, or you can just go ahead and comment in this video section here with any images that you might want to share, so you can be featured here as well. And then you can check on our, we have an Instagram and YouTube as well, and you can do art projects with us anytime. You don't have to catch our live videos, so we hope to see you soon. You can tune in to us here next week, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. All right, we'll see you next week.